you guys like old school V8s, then I think you're going to really like today's episode. Today we're in a wicked 355 VH. We're going to take it for a thrash and see how it compares to some modern muscle on a proper street 0 to 60 test. If you're interested in checking that out, hit that like button and we'll get into it. Welcome back to 0 to 60. I'm David.
I'm Andrew.
And today, that skid. I mean, that acceleration.
Wasn't me. This thing is pretty wild. Give us the specs on it.
Well, it's a bit of you can probably tell, it's not your standard VH Commodore. In fact, it's a fully built motor. You can probably hear it. Wherever you are, you can probably hear it.
Yeah, the owner has got about 15 grand in this thing, and we tried to memorize the parts list, but we couldn't, so let's just read it out so we get it right.
Yeah, so it is a 308, but it's got a 355 crank. It's also a scat crank, scat rods, SRP pistons. It's got a Crane 288 cam, B-cast heads, double valve springs with oversized valves. It's got a Demon 750 carb, Crane ignition system, but that's actually not staying forever. The guys at Rewire are working some magic. A 10-bolt rear diff with a torque worm rear sensor. It's basically a true track with 6 spider gears. The fuel system is a Holley blue fuel pump, but it kind of sounds like there's a Prius in the boot pumping the fuel. A 76-litre fuel cell. It's got VT brakes on the front. And it's got a Trimatic with a 4800 converter with a manualised valve body.
Yeah, this gearbox it's sort of wigging me out a little bit. The way that the torque converter slips, which obviously is designed for drag racing, get it off the line, but I've never spent time in them. Now, I used to actually have, the audience is going to know this, I used to have a VH race car called a manual, and it's very similar to this to drive, so I feel quite at home. But obviously with the manual, this 3-speed, it's taken a little bit to get used to, and the way the torque converter slips, I don't know what it's going to do for its time. I know that on paper these are quick. This is how you go down a drag strip fast. I'm not sure how it's going to affect its time.
It weirds me out because of the noise it makes. Like you said, your Commodore Cup car sounded very similar to this, but it didn't have that torque converter. No. Whereas this thing, it almost like it gets to that 2,000 RPM, and then it sort of the revs stay the same, and yet the speed keeps increasing. And it doesn't really come alive until you really put your foot into it, does it?
No, you've really got to get on the power for it to bite and dig in. So I think it might be quick. What are we going to do time-wise?
I mean, it sounds like a monster, but I think it's going to struggle to put the power down. It's going to have to be keep in mind, we're on a road, we're not on a drag strip. If you're on a prep strip, I think it'll be a different story, but I'm going to say it's going to be mid-5s. Which is still fast. It's still fast cars that do mid-5s.
So I'm actually a huge fan of this generation Commodore. In fact, all the VBs right through the VLs, I really, really do love them. And I've got high hopes. I'm going to say 4.5.
4.5 in this?
I reckon it's quicker than my M54.
Yeah, but your N354 is very smooth. I think this is going to struggle getting off the line, Andrew.
So we know this has about 450 engine horsepower. It's got the gearbox, which is going to be sweet for getting off the line. Something I bet you didn't realise, these only weigh about 1,200 kilos.
Okay, that weirds me out.
Oh my god.
And it feels like it's a light car.
It does, yeah, and it is a manualised Trimatic, so you've got to do all the shifting. All right, I think
okay, keep in mind that these VCs, they're actually really light. They're 1,200 kilos. With this engine, what do you guys think it's going to do time-wise? Comment below. and we'll go do some runs, eh?
I'm really interested to see what these viewers are going to think of this car, because I reckon it's going to surprise a lot of our Beamer followers.
All right,
Let's get into it. Yes. Okay. Well, guys, this is second attempt at the run. Somebody forgot to put the V-Box recorder on just before, but we're going to try and just get this thing off the line. It's got so much torque as the torque converter locks up. It just wants to spin the wheels, and these are they're economic street tyres, and we're on a pretty shitty road. But it's about having some fun. So let's see what we're going to do.
Cool. Everything is working. We've got GPS. Everything's recording. So do the UE.
We're doing the UE.
So what's your plan now?
Well, I'm gonna. With those ones we did before, I stalled it up a little bit, and I think stalling it up is better. You can't launch with high RPM, or else it just spins the wheels. Everything recording?
Yep.
I'm gonna do it as soon as we get in this 100 zone. We're good. No one around. Alrighty. Hopefully not too much wheel spin. Good to go?
3, 2, 1, go. Efficient.
That was quick.
It's 5.2.
Woo! That's alright.
It's still squirming, it's still breaking loose.
Heaps of wheel spin and a really gentle launch. Right, ready again?
Ready when you are. 5.15.
Woo!
It's coming down.
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
still it's not even in its pure in its power band really. It's just labouring.
I wish we could launch it off the line. This thing would be in the fours so easy.
You're doing wheelies, I reckon.
Damn, might not be fun. It sounds good once it gets up on the can.
It comes crisp.
Alright, one last run.
One last one, this is it, man.
5-1's the best, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright, let's see what we can do.
Oh, she's lumpy.
Ready?
Ready? 5.13.
So much wheel spin.
Yeah. Oh man, unless you're going to do a big skid and warm these tyres up, I don't think it's going to get much quicker than that.
That's pretty quick.
It's really quick, but it's still breaking loose the whole way up to 100 Ks.
Just more. This is such a fun car to drive.
All right.
All right, let's get back and we'll have an outro for you guys.
Well, there you go. There was so much happening during those short bursts of acceleration.
I'm genuinely excited to see how this is going to come out on audio, because this is the loudest car we've ever tried to film by a mile.
Everyone just sees it coming. We okay, just quickly, we did have to go to one of our older spots, which it's pretty secluded. It's just in the middle of cane fields. It's just a little bit too loud to do at some of the newer roads. They're just a little bit, people can hear this thing.
But we have got data from those roads, and this doing the 5.13 is insane. So what's it beat? You know the cars it's beat.
5.13. That's faster than all of the V10 M5s and the M6.
And the M6 was on a better road.
Yes, correct.
Much better tyres than this.
Yep. It's beat the N54s, the turbo Beamers.
The stock ones.
Yeah, the stock ones, not the modified ones.
Actually, it's beat the MHD Stage 1 car.
It even beat the tuned Evo 6, which is all-wheel drive.
Kind of depressing, that is. That's my car.
That's beaten a lot of quick cars, and it was very consistent as well.
Yeah.
So
we did... Oh, shit. I think we did about 6 runs in total. 3 we actually remembered to film. We forgot to film the first ones.
It's great. This car, it's nuts. It's not like, well, in all the new cars, you can, especially in an automatic, you can just stall it up, jump on the gas, and it's almost uneventful. This thing, it's breaking loose the whole way. You're shifting the gears, even though it's an automatic. You still got to grab the next gear.
I know there'll be people at home that will see that 5.1 and think it's slow because they see all these magazine times. which are like perfect conditions. The way that we test the cars with people in the car and on a real road, that's fucking quick.
Yeah, and we do use a V-Box as well, which is much more accurate than hitting start and stop on your stopwatch, by the way. Actually, to put it into perspective how fast this thing is, it's around 400 horsepower. That's a similar power to the R33 Skyline we did.
Yes.
And that was in the 6s.
That Skyline was fully stripped out, so it's probably still heavier, but I think that would have been around 1350 kilos, so slightly heavier car. But this has smashed its time. It's over a second quicker.
Yeah, when you're on street tyres, on a road, not on a prep surface, it's hard to put the power down, which, I'm blown away by that time.
I think we need to pull up. We'll have a bit of a walk around the car and show you it in a bit more detail.
Let's do it.
You just feel like you're in a special car when you pull up in this thing.
I feel like you're in a drag car.
All right. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing the walk around in this video, this car's got so many mods and there's so much it's gone into over the years. Let's do a separate video on everything that's in this car. So
yeah, there's even a bit of a start sequence for it. So yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll do a.
Alright, if you want to see more about this car, make sure you subscribe because the full review video on this car is going to be up in the next few days. Thank you very much for watching. Let's roll it out with some awesome shots of this engine doing what it does best.
We'll see you in the next one.